Masters weekend, Rory just finished up 12 under in the lead. Did my isometric workout yesterday using the 10 deck dynamometer. Mm. Here you can see some test results of a shoulder press from one of my clients. 42 pounds average peak for the shoulder press of a 30-year-old female client, which is pretty good. And here is her deadlift. Average of peaks 116. Just some cool feedback tools to be used with isometrics. It's an ancient form of exercise. However, it can be improved upon with technology if needed. So I just wanted to play around here for a little bit and see what everyone's got going on out there. I had 8 sessions yesterday, and I started out with 20 isometric positions using the ISOFIT. So that's 20 minutes of isometrics. And then we did about 5 minutes of measured isometrics. And that was their workout. This is 20 exercises, full body. Let's see here. Um, okay. Can I draw on this? Probably can't, right? 90 degrees in the elbows. So this is my first time working this exercise with this client. This has been a client of mine for about a year now. I just told him to put your feet in the ground and try and get your elbows to 90 degrees and let yourself hover in space as you're holding the position. Can everyone hear me? Last time I went on live, I was having sound issues. It's 2025. I shouldn't have any sound issues. So I was just like, hover in space and hold yourself. Did 45 seconds here, and he naturally got his elbows to 290 degrees. My phone is at 5%. Okay, but what I need to know is, can you hear me? That's what I need to know. Uh, I'm an isometrics coach. I put people in positions against immovable forces, and that is the workout protocol. I had a client that I put through one session. Her first session was yesterday. She said that it's really a pose. So like, what's the next pose? Can someone tell me if you could hear me or not? That's basically what I need to know. I mean, if you're not saying anything back, mm, oh, I can probably test. Matter of fact, I'm gonna test myself here to see if I can hear myself and see myself. View your channel live. Whoa. So Wow. All right, so I'm live looking at myself on my computer, and I'm also live with you, so I can hear myself. Good. So I don't need you guys. I did it myself. I figured it out on my own. I can't hear you. I can hear me. I'm getting sidetracked here. Let's refocus. It's too bad. There's really should be more you can do. There should be more you can do with this. So yeah, the PGA Tour is just finishing up. My assumption is that if you have stiff tendons, you're probably more powerful, stable as a golfer, and you get stiff tendons through isometric holds. DeChambeau, something here happened at the end here. DeChambeau, oh, he's -10. Okay, he must have hit a birdie or an eagle or something. But yeah, back to the golfers. If you can make the joints more stiff and sturdy and stable, you probably have more power through the ball. And how do you do that? You do that through strength, probably in the rotator cuff, holding 90-degree positions. However, you can get your elbows and your shoulders to 90 degrees, and holding a 30 to 45-second there is going to be beneficial. But enough about isometrics. Does anybody have any questions about just like anything other than anything, really? Sitting here talking to myself, it seems like, while I'm doing that. What is this? This is just a green screen background? What am I going to do with that? It's kind of boring. Hmm. Here's my, I'll show you guys here's my home gym blueprint. Let, let me, let me just actually just give you the real shot here. Okay, so there's the rogue rack. Can you see my finger? You see my finger? There's the rogue rack, and there's the Harambe system. So if you know anything about me, you know that this rogue rack has been transformed into an isometric tool. You notice all the holes on the rack? I got a ground rod that goes across the uprights, and turns into a bar, into a movable bar. Uh, let's just do this. Why don't we just do this? Hold up. Can everyone hear me still? Oh man. Oh man. I'm dropping stuff all over the place here. How's everyone's evening? Hope everyone's doing fine. How about we do this here? Okay. Now let's get rid of this. 0. All right, we're here now. We're in we're here. So this is what I'm talking about here. The rack has multiple holes, right? And normally these are for a J hook. Okay. However, I've found something better. So you see this bar here? You see that? That can go up and into different slots. See that? And you just push and pull into this thing. You understand what I'm saying here? Okay. And then of course you have the ISO fit. This is where I need a cameraman. Of course, you have the ISO fit, right? Which is just now, just instant isometric action, right? And then you have the Harambe system, which is more for dynamic exercise. Understand? And lastly, Isomax. You see that? Mm, so two items for overcoming isometrics, two items for measuring isometrics, which is the Isomax and the Tindeck, and then one item for dynamic exercise. That's Harambe system. So a plethora of isometric options, 3,000 sessions, 3,000 personal training sessions supervised. Over that now, maybe it's like 3,200 now, but that doesn't matter. And different variations. Okay. So again, overcoming isometrics, measured isometrics, using 90-degree joint angles, 30 to 45-second holds, or 6-second holds. I've been working in yielding isometrics more into the protocol. Let me see here if I can post you guys up somewhere. Yeah, I can probably post you guys up somewhere. That's what I'll do quickly. Just kind of go through quickly what I do for yielding isometrics. If I could ever get this right. You guys are witnessing on the fly, just basically me working my way around everything here by myself on my own here. Okay, so it's good enough, right? Kind of what I've been playing around with more. 90-degree yielding isometrics where I'm not pressing into anything. Most likely I'll just be holding on to something. Occasionally I'll pull or press or rotate into it. But just getting clients into this position here and having them hold and then instructing them to tighten up all the muscles, like start to identify the muscles as they're in position of where they should be contracting, like hamstrings, glutes, pulling the back foot towards the front foot, keeping the core tight, right? Good posture, chin tucked. Those are all things that can be instructed in the middle of an isometric set, which is awesome, and why you should use an isometric coach, because within each set, there is another set to be had. Okay, so what I'll do a lot of the times is just have clients move through a 90-degree, toes pointed straight ahead, knees straight ahead, squat, right? Till 60 seconds is surpassed. Then at the end of that, I'll just have them hold with a kettlebell in their hand and feel their feet in the ground, feel their toes in the ground, and they'll have them like drive in on the kettlebell, right? So what I'm really trying to say is here is instructing the person or instructing yourself to engage more muscle fiber and correct posture while you're in an isometric set, right? There's a difference between there's a difference between like this, right? Into like something more like this, right? It's the same exercise on paper. It's the same thing. We're both doing a split squat hold, but one is using good posture and recruiting more muscle fiber. The other is just kind of holding in space, and both are beneficial, but one is superior to the other, and one is more efficient than the other. And like that's just what good coaches are supposed to do. Does anybody have any questions? Um, the tin deck unit. I might as well grab that. Where's my? I might as well grab that while I have it here. I'll be right back. Can you hear me? I'll be right back. Book bag down here. Yep, here it is. Okay. For those that stuck around and waiting for me to return, thank you. I'm back. I just wanted to discuss briefly what I'm talking about when I'm saying rotator cuff 90 degrees, measured isometrics. So, gotta get your system set up to where you feel comfortable maneuvering it around, right? And that's why the robe is special because it gives you a lot of variety. So, external rotation, right? And here's the 10 deck. It's going to measure your force output. So, getting 90 degrees in the elbows and, just making sure that each side is comparable. There's not too many discrepancies between the two. Okay. And then internal rotation, right? I think this one's my favorite because you're getting a chest fly. Okay. So here's the thing with the chest is I think there's a way to stimulate chest muscle fiber without doing super heavy weight. Every time someone thinks of the chest, you think of the bench press or the push up or the dumbbell press or just like heavy compound movements. But then like you look at the pec and it's like it's adduction. So can't we just get adduction without adding like crazy amount of pounds? Like can we stimulate the muscle fibers more in an internal rotation, rotator cuff exercise than we could even with the push up? Wonder if that makes sense to anybody. I'm sure it does. I mean, this is not rocket science. Bicep curl, you got to just move yourself around, right? The thing with the bicep curl is just be careful with it because the bicep tendon is one to tear easily. One that I've been working with my golfer clients with is there's a lot of golfers in the gym doing push-pull exercises. Okay. So I can even tighten this up, but they do push-pull exercises with bands and stuff. Well, I want to do a push-pull with a isometric, right? So I'm pushing into the upright with one arm and I'm pulling back on a row with the other arm. And it's like anti-rotation, right? And you can even rotate with it. So one's pushing, one's pulling. It's like full body exercise, right? Instead of sitting there and getting this action in, where you're getting only 1 second of time under tension per position, here you just get yourself into different positions here. This one, the payoff press. Is anybody watching? Nope, nobody's on. It's too bad. That's okay because guess what? You can watch this later. So this is just pre-recorded. But just pretend like this was pre-recorded. I was just getting to the best part of the 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 I was just getting to the best part of the video. The push-pull exercises can be life-changing. Okay, so this is what I was gonna say. For those of you listening this far, the line of resistance matters. The line of resistance matters. Okay, so this, right? This line of resistance, of course, is different than this one, right? Uh, just a completely different feel here. Okay, so the line of resistance also matters. Okay, what I'm trying to say is you should probably work with a a coach or a client or a coach or a trainer because there's different things that can be done, right? That you can be missing out on, such as push pull, isometrics, full body, anti-rotation positions. And then that's it. That's all I got for today. Anybody have any questions? If not, over and out. Goodbye.